bad at English. You're just drowning in vocabulary, and your brain is quitting on you. What if I told you one ordinary word can unlock 5 real-life tenses and make you sound fluent faster than memorizing 500 new words? Quick question. When you speak, do you freeze because you can't find the perfect word? Or because you don't know how to build the sentence? Be honest. Most people blame vocabulary, but the real problem is structure. Vocabulary is heavy. Structure is light. And if you make structure automatic, your mouth finally moves without panic. Mini test. Don't overthink. Right now, say this out loud. I check my phone too often. Good. Did you feel that tiny spark of confidence? Because that sentence is simple, real, and you could say it in any country, any day, to anyone. That's the point. Here's the deal. Daily English is repetitive. Life repeats. You wake up, you check things, you forget things, you fix things, you plan things. So, English repeats the same grammar patterns again and again. You do not need to carry a whole grammar textbook in your head to survive real conversations. You need a small script that covers most situations. Another question. Have you ever studied a advanced tense for hours, then couldn't speak at the cafe? Yeah, that happens because your brain can't retrieve complicated rules under pressure. Stress kills recall. Simple patterns survive stress. Let me tell you a short true-to-life story I've seen again and again. A shy learner studied English for months. Not lazy, not stupid, super serious. But every time someone spoke to her, she smiled, nodded, and escaped. She told me, "My mind goes blank. I know English, but I can't speak." So we stopped chasing new words. We did one tiny script every day. One anchor word, 5 tenses, the same word, the same structure, until it became muscle memory. 2 weeks later, she messaged me. I spoke today, like, actually spoke. Not perfect, but real. And that's what changes everything. Because fluency is not a magic talent, it's automation. Now I'm going to show you the exact method, and I'm going to use the most boring, most useful anchor word ever. Phone. Why phone? Because it's in your life. It's emotional. It's daily. And you already know it. That's important. The goal is not to learn rare vocabulary. The goal is to use familiar vocabulary to master structure. One more mini test. If your phone disappeared right now, would your day be easier or a disaster? Exactly. So we'll use that emotion to lock the grammar into your brain. Here's the 1 word equals 5 tenses script. You're going to repeat this like a workout. Not reading once, repeating until it's automatic. First tense, simple present. I check my phone too often. This tense is for habits and facts. It's your default. If you can't speak, start here. Now, real-life add-on. Usually. I usually check my phone too often. Notice what happens? The sentence becomes more natural instantly. Native speakers love these small-time words. They make you sound human, not robotic. Rhythm check. Say it again, but faster. I usually check my phone too often. Good. If you stumbled, that's fine. That means you're training. Second tense. Present continuous. I'm charging it right now. This is what's happening in the moment. The grammar is simple. I'm plus verbing. Add on right now. I'm charging it right now. Don't skip the add on. It's like seasoning. Without it, your English tastes dry. Quick dialogue example you'll hear in real life. Friend, can you call me? You. Not now. I'm charging my phone right now. Friend. Okay, text me later. That's not textbook English. That's life. Third tense, simple past. I forgot it at home yesterday. Past is for finished actions. You don't need to explain the grammar. You need to feel it. Add on. Yesterday. I forgot it at home yesterday. Say it like you're annoyed, because you would be. Mini story moment. Imagine you're already late. You reach for your pocket, and it's not there. Your stomach drops. That feeling helps your brain remember the pattern. Emotion is glue. Now, another quick real-life dialogue. Coworker. Why didn't you reply? You. I forgot my phone at home yesterday. Coworker. Seriously? You. Yeah, worst day. Simple. Real. No fancy vocabulary. But you communicated perfectly. Fourth tense. Present perfect. I've lost my phone before. This one scares learners, but it's actually powerful. It connects past experience to now. You're not saying when, you're saying it happened in your life. Add on, ever. Have you ever lost your phone? Answer. Yes, I've lost my phone before. That's a full mini conversation with one anchor word. Rhythm jolt. Answer this quickly out loud. Have you ever lost your phone? If you hesitate, you're normal. But you can fix it tonight with one exercise, and I'll give you that at the end. Fifth tense. Will future. I'll text you later. This is for decisions and promises. It's one of the most common future forms in daily speech. Add on. Later. I'll text you later. Say it like you mean it. Because if you say this and don't text, you're that person. Now listen. These 5 lines are not random. They are the backbone of daily conversation. Habits. Now. Past event. Life experience. Future plan. Here's the shocking part. If you can do this with one word, you can do it with 50 words you already know. Food, work, car, money, sleep, problem, meeting, family, everything. And suddenly, English stops feeling like a mountain and starts feeling like Lego pieces. Quick question. What's harder? Learning 100 new words or learning 5 sentence patterns you can reuse forever? Exactly. Stop acting like the hero who carries heavy vocabulary and still can't speak. That's not strength. That's wasting time. Now we upgrade this into something that sounds truly natural. You already saw the secret. The add-ons. Usually. Right now. Yesterday. Ever. Later. These are tiny, but they change everything. They give time, reality, and flow. Say this 5-sentence set with me, one breath at a time. I usually check my phone too often. I'm charging it right now. I forgot it at home yesterday. I've lost my phone before. I'll text you later. If you can say that smoothly, You're already ahead of most learners who know grammar but can't speak. And in a second, I'm going to show you how to turn this into a 60-second nightly routine that forces fluency to happen. Even if you're shy, even if you're busy, even if you hate grammar. Now here's where most people mess this up. They watch a video like this, they feel motivated, and then they practice by reading the sentences once in their head. That's not practice, that's daydreaming. If you want this to actually change your speaking, you need one thing: pressure. Not stress pressure, real life pressure, the kind that forces your brain to retrieve English fast. So I'm going to give you a micro routine you can do tonight in 8 minutes. No apps, no teacher, just you and one word. But first, mini test. Don't look back at the 5 sentences. Try to say them from memory right now. Go. If you couldn't, good. That's exactly why this works. Your brain doesn't remember what it doesn't retrieve. Reading is input. Retrieval is training. Fluency comes from retrieval. Here's the 8-minute phone script routine. Step 1, 2 minutes. Build the 5 sentences again, but out loud, slowly. I usually check my phone too often. I'm charging it right now. I forgot it at home yesterday. I've lost my phone before. I'll text you later. Step 2, 2 minutes. Change one detail in each sentence. Same tense, same structure. Just swap a small piece. I usually check my phone in bed. I'm using it right now. I dropped it yesterday. I've broken my phone before. I'll call you later. That's how you grow without drowning. You're not learning more grammar, and you're repeating the same grammar with tiny variations until it becomes automatic. Rhythm jolt. Which one sounds more natural? I check my phone too often. Or, I usually check my phone too often. Exactly. Those little time words are not decoration. They're what people actually say. Step 3, 2 minutes. Turn it into questions and answers. Because real conversations are not monologues. They're back and forth. Ask yourself, then answer fast. Question. Simple present. Do you check your phone too often? Answer. Yeah, I usually check it too often. Question. Present continuous. What are you doing right now? Answer. I'm charging my phone right now. Question. Simple past. What happened yesterday? Answer. I forgot my phone at home yesterday. Question. Present perfect. Have you ever lost your phone? Answer. Yeah, I've lost my phone before. Question. Will. What will you do later? Answer. I'll text you later. If you can do this without pausing for 10 seconds, you're building real speaking ability. Now, let's make it even more realistic, because life isn't teacher asks, student answers. Life is messy. People interrupt, people react. So we add short reactions, 2 or 3 words, like real humans. Try these. Do you check your phone too often? Honestly, yeah. What are you doing right now? Just charging it. What happened yesterday? I messed up, I forgot it. Have you ever lost your phone? Unfortunately, yes. Will you text me later? Of course, later. Mini shock line. You don't sound fluent because you know fancy vocabulary. You sound fluent because you respond fast with simple words. Speed plus clarity beats complexity every time. Now, let's hit 3 real life dialogue scenes so you can feel how this script shows up in the wild. Scene 1. At work. Boss, why didn't you answer my call? You. Sorry, I forgot my phone at home yesterday. Boss. Again? You. I know. I usually check my phone too often, but yesterday I didn't have it. Boss. All right. Text me later. You. I will. I'll text you later. Notice what happened? You used two tenses naturally, simple past and will, without thinking about rules. That's the goal. Scene 2. On the street, meeting a friend. Friend. Hey, are you okay? You look stressed. You. I'm charging my phone right now. It died. Friend. How do you always run out of battery? You. Because I usually check my phone too often. Friend. Have you ever lost it? And you. Yeah, I've lost my phone before. Don't remind me. This is exactly how native speakers talk. Short lines, quick reactions, simple tenses. Scene 3. Movie-style moment, the classic relationship line. Person A. Why didn't you text me? Person B. I forgot my phone at home yesterday. Person A. You always have an excuse. Person B. No, listen, I'll text you later, I promise. Person A. You better. Person B. I will. That's not grammar class. That's life. Now here's a question that stings a little. When you watch English content, do you ever pause and repeat out loud? Or do you just consume like entertainment and hope fluency magically arrives? Because hope is not a method. Repetition is. So here's your tonight challenge. 8 minutes, 1 word, 5 tenses, and you record yourself. Yes, record yourself. Not because you want to post it, because recording creates pressure. Your brain knows this is real, and it will focus. How to do it? Open your phone voice recorder. Record the 5 sentences once, slowly. Record them again, faster. Record the QA version, 5 questions, 5 answers. Listen once. Circle your biggest weakness, pronunciation, speed, or missing words. Repeat tomorrow with a new anchor word. That's it. That's the method. One more rhythm jolt. If you had to pick one new anchor word for tomorrow, what would it be? Coffee, work, or money? Pick one in your head right now, because your brain needs a target. In the next stretch, I'll show you how to use the exact same 5 tenses framework with any word, how to stop translating in your head, and how to sound more natural with tiny upgrades that native speakers use every day. Now let's kill the biggest fluency killer: translating in your head. Because here's what happens to most learners. You hear a simple question like, "Where's your phone?" And your brain does this stupid 3-step dance. English, your language. English again. By the time you come back, the conversation is already gone. So we're going to wire your brain to respond in English directly, using the same 5 tenses framework, but with a twist. You'll attach each tense to a real situation your body understands. Quick question: which is faster? Thinking about grammar rules Or remembering a moment from your life? Exactly. Your brain remembers moments instantly, so we connect grammar to moments. Here are the 5 situations that match the 5 tenses. Habit, simple present. Ate your normal day, now, present continuous. X, what you're doing this second. Yesterday, simple past. A finished moment. Life experience, present perfect. Else, something that happened in your life. Later, will. Eos, a decision or promise. When you stop seeing tenses as grammar and start seeing them as situations, fluency becomes easier because you're not calculating, you're recognizing. Mini test. I'm going to give you 5 situations. You answer with phone, fast. Situation 1. You're addicted. Say, I usually check my phone too often. Situation 2. Someone asks what you're doing. Say, I'm charging it right now. Situation 3. Someone asks why you didn't reply. Say, I forgot it at home yesterday. Situation 4. Someone asks if that happened before. Say, I've lost my phone before. And situation 5. Someone wants a promise. Say, I'll text you later. If you can answer these like reflexes, you're not studying English anymore. You're building an instinct. Now we upgrade you again, because correct English is not the same as natural English. Natural English has contractions, I'm, I've, I'll, softeners, honestly, actually, kinda, short fillers, uh, well, you know, and casual verbs, check, grab, text, call. And you don't need to copy a whole accent. You just need to sound relaxed. So let's take your 5 lines and make them sound like real people. Instead of, I check my phone too often. Say, honestly, I check my phone way too much. Instead of, I'm charging it right now. Say, I'm just charging it right now. Instead of, I forgot it at home yesterday. Say, I left it at home yesterday. Instead of, I've lost my phone before. Say, yeah, I've lost it before. Instead of, I'll text you later. Say, I'll text you later, okay? Rhythm jolt. Do you see the pattern? Same tense, same structure. But now it sounds alive. And that's how you stop sounding like a robot. Now let's do something most videos won't force you to do. A speed ladder. This is what turns knowledge into fluency. You'll say the same 5 sentences 3 times. Round 1, slow and clean. Round 2, normal speed. Round 3, fast, like you're late. Round 1, slow. Honestly, I check my phone way too much. I'm just charging it right now. I left it at home yesterday. Yeah, I've lost it before. I'll text you later, okay? Round 2, normal. Say it again. Round 3, fast. Say it again. If you can't do round 3, perfect. That means you found your edge. Fluency grows at the edge, not in comfort. Now I'm going to give you a trick that instantly multiplies your speaking without adding new grammar. The micro extensions. These are tiny add-ons that native speakers use constantly. Because, so, but, when, if. Watch what happens when we add just one micro extension to each line. Habit. Honestly, I check my phone way too much, especially at night. Now, I'm just charging it right now because it died. Past. I left it at home yesterday, so I couldn't reply. Experience. Yeah, I've lost it before, and it was a nightmare. Future. I'll text you later, when I get home. Same 5 tenses, but now you sound like you can actually talk. Quick question. Which version sounds more fluent? The short one or the extended one? Exactly. And you didn't learn any new tense. You just added simple connectors. Now here's your next real-life practice. You're going to steal reality. Not copy people's whole sentences, just borrow the situation. Do this. Pick one moment from today involving your phone. Any moment. Maybe you checked it too often, you charged it. You forgot it somewhere. You remembered losing it before you promised to text someone later. Then tell that story using the 5 lines in order. Example, a super real one. Honestly, I check my phone way too much, especially in the morning. I'm charging it right now because it died. I left it at home yesterday, so I couldn't reply to anyone. Yeah, I've lost it before, and it was a nightmare. I'll text you later when I get home. That's a mini story, and stories are how people actually speak. Now, one more jolt. You don't need confidence to start speaking. You need a script. Confidence comes after your mouth proves it can survive. So here's your no excuses rule. If you have time to scroll your phone for 8 minutes, you have time to train English for 8 minutes. Most people don't fail because the method is hard. They fail because they keep preparing instead of doing. And now we're about to make this scalable, so you can use the same framework with any topic. Coffee, work, money, family, travel, dating, interviews, daily routines. The exact same 5 tenses, the exact same add-ons, the exact same micro extensions. Next, I'll show you how to choose the right anchor words that actually appear in daily conversations, and how to build a 7-day rotation so you don't get bored and you don't quit. Now let's make this scalable, because if you only practice with phone, you'll improve, but you'll plateau. The real win is turning this into a system you can use forever without burning out. First, listen carefully. Your anchor word must be something you actually use in daily life. Not astronomy, not civilization, not photosynthesis. If your life doesn't touch it, your brain won't store it. So here's the rule for choosing anchor words. If you can talk about it with a friend in 10 seconds, it's a good anchor. If you need to study the topic first, it's a trash anchor. Quick question. What do most people do? They pick impressive words to feel smart. Then they can't speak. Don't be that person. Here are 10 anchor words that cover a massive amount of daily conversation worldwide. Phone, coffee, work, money, time, food, family, stress, sleep, plans. You only need 7 of them for a week. And each day, you repeat the same 5 tenses. Here's the 7-day rotation. Day 1, phone. Day 2, coffee. Day 3, work. Day 4, money day. 5, sleep day. 6, Food day. 7. Plans. Same structure. Different word. That's how you build fluency without memorizing 1,000 random phrases. Now let's prove it works with coffee, because your outline is coffee method, but better. The point isn't coffee itself. The point is, one familiar word lowers vocabulary load so your brain can focus on structure. Mini test. Don't write, don't pause. Say 5 sentences with coffee. Simple present. I usually drink coffee in the morning. Present continuous. I'm making coffee right now. Simple past. I spilled coffee yesterday. Present perfect. I've tried coffee without sugar before. Will. I'll grab a coffee later. That's it. You just created fluent English with a word a child knows. Rhythm jolt. Which sentence felt hardest? Be honest. Most learners struggle with present perfect. That's why we train it every day, lightly, instead of avoiding it for years like a coward. Now let's take work, because almost every country in the world talks about work daily. Simple present. I usually start work at 9. Present continuous. I'm working right now. Simple past. I worked late yesterday. Present perfect. I've had a stressful week at work. Will. I'll finish it later. And you can turn it into a real conversation instantly. Friend. How's work? You. I've had a stressful week at work. Friend. Are you working right now? You. Yeah, I'm working right now, but I'll finish later. Friend. Okay. Talk later. That's real life English. Nothing fancy. Totally useful. Now here's the part that keeps people watching and actually practicing. You're going to create conversation triggers. These are the questions that force you to use each tense naturally. For each anchor word, you'll use the same 5 triggers. Habit trigger. Do you usually? Now trigger. What are you doing right now? Past trigger. What happened yesterday? Experience trigger. Have you ever? Future trigger. What will you do later? It's like a skeleton. You never have to invent the structure again. You just plug in the word. Let's do it with money, because money creates emotion, and emotion creates memory. Habit trigger. Do you usually save money? Answer. Yeah, I usually try to save money. Now trigger. What are you doing right now? Answer. I'm paying a bill right now. Past trigger. What happened yesterday? Answer. I spent too much money yesterday. Experience trigger. Have you ever lost money? Answer. Yeah, I've lost money before. Future trigger. What will you do later? Answer. I'll transfer money later. Mini shock line. If you can talk about money, time, work, and plans, you can survive in almost any English-speaking country. That's immigration-level survival English. And it starts with 5 tenses. Now, let's tackle the biggest mistake that kills retention: practicing alone in a boring way. You need variety inside the same structure. So here are 3 formats you rotate inside your 8-minute routine. Format A, straight script, 5 sentences. Format B, Q&A, 5 questions, plus 5 answers. Format C, Micro dialogue, a four-line conversation, and you rotate them like this. Day 1, A plus B. Day 2, B plus C. Day 3, A plus C. Then repeat. That way your brain doesn't get bored, but you still train the same core skill. Let's do one micro dialogue with phone again, but this time make it travel ready, because a lot of viewers want English for travel, work, and daily survival. Traveler. Excuse me, can you help me? You. Sure, what's wrong? Traveler. My phone died. You. I'm charging mine right now. Do you need a charger? Traveler. Yes, please. You. I'll help you later when I find a store. Traveler. Thank you. Notice, you used present continuous and will naturally. That's exactly what you need in real life. Now, one more jolt. You do not need to sound perfect. You need to sound clear and fast enough to keep the conversation moving. Perfection is a trap. Perfection makes you silent. And silent people don't get fluent. So here's the deal. Tonight, pick one anchor word. Record 1 minute of you speaking using the 5 tenses skeleton. Tomorrow, pick another anchor word. Do it again. 7 days later, you'll feel a shift. You'll start forming sentences without translating. And in the next stretch, I'll show you how to fix the 2 things that still block people even after they learn the script. Pronunciation that makes them embarrassed, and hesitation when someone interrupts them. Now let's handle the 2 things that still make people freeze, even when they know the script. Pronunciation embarrassment and interruption panic. Because here's the ugly truth. You can know the right sentence, but if you're scared your accent sounds wrong, you'll stay silent. And if someone cuts you off mid-sentence, you'll lose your line and your brain will go blank. So we train for real life, not classroom fantasy. First, pronunciation. You do not need a perfect American or British accent. You need clarity. If people understand you easily, you're winning. Period. Here's the fastest clarity upgrade for your 5 core sentences. Reduce weak words. Native speakers don't pronounce everything perfectly. They connect and reduce. I check my phone too often becomes I check my phone too often, but said smoothly, not word by word. I'm charging it right now becomes I'm charging it right now, with it said quickly. I forgot it at home yesterday becomes I forgot it at home yesterday, with at home connected. I've lost my phone before becomes I've lost my phone before. Don't overpronounce have. I'll text you later becomes I'll text you later. Don't say I will slowly unless you're being dramatic. Mini test. Say I'll text you later 3 times fast. If you say I will text you later like a robot, it sounds stiff. I'll is your friend. Now the second killer, interruption panic. This happens everywhere. Work meetings, travel, customer service, phone calls. People interrupt. They ask follow-up questions. They don't wait politely for your sentence to finish. So you need pause cushions. These are short phrases that buy you half a second without sounding weird. They keep you in control. Here are 5 pause cushions you can memorize tonight. Let me think. 1 second. How can I say this? What I mean is, actually, You're not using these to waste time. You're using them to keep the floor while your brain catches up. Now we combine pause cushions with your five tenses skeleton. Watch how powerful this is. Someone, why didn't you reply? You, 1 second, I forgot my phone at home yesterday. Someone, are you free? You, actually, I'm charging my phone right now, but I'll text you later. Someone, have you ever lost it? You, let me think. Yeah, I've lost it before. This is how you survive real conversations, not by being perfect, by staying calm and keeping control. Rhythm jolt question. Do you want to sound advanced? Or do you want to actually handle real conversations without freezing? Choose, because most people pick advanced and stay silent forever. Now let's build two high-pressure situations that people in every country face: customer service and workplace. Situation 1. Customer service. Store, hotel, airport. Staff. Do you have your phone? Jiao Yu. Yes, but it's dead. I'm charging it right now. Staff. We need a code. Can you show it? You. 1 second. I forgot my phone at home yesterday, so I'm being careful today. Staff. Okay. You. I'll text you later when it turns on. Even if it's not perfect, you communicated. You didn't freeze. That's what matters. Situation 2. Workplace. Boss, colleague, client. Colleague. Did you see the message? You. Actually, no. I left my phone at home yesterday. Colleague. Again? You. Yeah, I usually check my phone too often, but yesterday was chaos. Colleague. Can you respond now? You. I'm charging it right now. I'll text you later in 10 minutes. Notice what we did there. We added a specific time. In 10 minutes. That's another realism upgrade. People trust specifics. Now let's do one more movie-level dialogue, because this is what viewers remember and replay. Person A. Why didn't you call me? Person B. Look, I'm charging my phone right now. Person A. That's not the point. Person B. What I mean is, I forgot my phone at home yesterday. I couldn't. Person A. Have you ever been on time? Person B. Honestly, I've lost my phone before too. I'm trying. Person A. Fine. Person B. I'll text you later. I promise. That's emotional, realistic, and it uses your five tenses naturally inside conflict, exactly where people usually freeze. Now, here's your next method upgrade. Two-speed practice. Most learners only practice one speed, slow. Then real life hits them fast and they crash. So you practice at two speeds every day. Speed 1, clean. Slow, clear, correct. Speed 2, survival. Faster, simpler, with pause cushions. Example with phone. Clean. I usually check my phone too often. I'm charging it right now. I left it at home yesterday. I've lost it before. I'll text you later. Survival. Honestly, I check it too much. I'm charging it right now. I left it at home yesterday. Yeah, I've lost it before. I'll text you later. Quick question. Which one will you actually use in real life under pressure? Exactly. Survival English saves you. Then Clean English improves you. Now, the practical tonight assignment gets one more level stronger. Pick one anchor word. Phone. Record 30 seconds in clean speed. Record 30 seconds in survival speed with pause cushions. Listen once. Fix one thing only. Don't fix 10 things. Fix one. Maybe it's I've pronunciation. Maybe it's speaking too quietly. Maybe it's pausing too long. That's how you improve without overwhelm. And now we're almost done. The last step is turning this into a habit you can't break, plus a final challenge that makes you feel the fluency shift in your body. Because once you feel it, you'll stop quitting. Now, here's the part most people skip, and it's why they stay stuck for years. Consistency. Not motivation. Not talent. Consistency. Because this method is simple. Almost stupidly simple. One word. 5 tenses. A few natural add-ons. And yet, 90 of learners won't do it for 7 days straight. They'll watch, feel inspired, then go right back to scrolling, hoping exposure will magically turn into fluency. It won't. So let's make this real, and let's make it unavoidable. If you want real fluency, you need 2 things. A tiny daily system you can actually stick to. A clear way to measure progress so you believe in yourself. Here's the system. It takes 8 minutes. You can do it tonight. You can do it in your bedroom. You can do it in your car. You can do it anywhere in the world. The 8-minute fluency lock. Minute 1, 2. Say the 5 sentences clean, slow, clear. Minute 3 to 4. Say them again with one small change per sentence. Minute 5 to 6. Do Q&A triggers. Do you usually? What are you doing right now? What happened yesterday? Have you ever? What will you do later? Minute 7 to 8. Do survival speed. Shorter, faster, with one pause cushion. That's it. No complicated apps. No grammar charts. No 50 tabs open. If you can't do 8 minutes, don't lie to yourself and say you want fluency. You want the fantasy of fluency. Big difference. Now let's talk about progress, because progress is what keeps you going when motivation dies. Your progress marker is not knowing more tenses. Your marker is this. Can you answer faster without translating? So here's your weekly test. Do it on day 1 and day 7. Set a timer for 60 seconds. Pick one anchor word. Phone is perfect. Your job. Speak non-stop for 1 minute using the 5 tenses. You can repeat. You can add micro extensions. You can add connectors like because, so, but, when, if. But you cannot stop. Example structure. Habit plus extension. Now, yes, reason. Yesterday plus result. Experience plus emotion. Later plus promise. If you can speak for 60 seconds without freezing, you're building real fluency. If you freeze, good. Now you know exactly where the weakness is. And weakness is not shame. Weakness is a training target. Quick reality check. You will not sound perfect in week 1. You're not supposed to. You're supposed to sound alive and understandable. That's the win. Now, let me give you one more thing that makes this method explode in results. Pairing it with real daily moments. Every day, you already live the 5 situations. You have habits. You're doing something right now. Something happened yesterday. You have experiences. You have plans later. So you don't need to invent practice. You steal it from your life. Tonight, when you touch your phone, you say one line. When you charge it, you say one line. When you remember yesterday, you say one line. When you think of something you've experienced, you say one line. When you plan later, you say one line. That's how you turn English into a daily reflex, not a school subject. And if you're watching from a country where English matters for work, travel, exams, immigration, better salary, this is the shortcut that actually respects your time. Because most people don't have 2 hours a day to study. They have a job, family, stress, life. That's why the method has to be small and repeatable. Now I'm going to give you the final challenge. This is where you stop being a passive learner and start becoming someone who speaks. The 3-2-1 challenge. 3. Anchor words this week. Phone, work, plans. 2 minutes each day per anchor word. Just 2 minutes, no excuses. 1 recording every night. 1 minute total. Yes. Record yourself. People avoid recording because they hate hearing their own voice. That's exactly why you should do it. Because the fear disappears when you face it repeatedly. And once that fear dies, speaking becomes easy. Here's what to listen for in your recording. Are you pausing because you don't know the word or because you don't know the structure? If it's the structure, you repeat the 5 skeleton sentences again. If it's vocabulary, you choose a simpler word and keep talking. That's fluency. Remember, fluent people don't always use perfect words. They keep the conversation moving. Now, one final mini test before you go. Answer fast. Have you ever lost your phone? Say it. Yeah, I've lost it before. Good. Now promise. I'll text you later. Good. That's real English. That's real life. If you do this for 7 days, something strange happens. Your brain stops asking for permission. It starts producing English automatically. And that's the moment you realize fluency was never about talent. It was about a system. Here's the closing truth. No sugarcoating. You don't need more grammar. You need more reps. So do the reps. Tonight, 8 minutes, 1 word, 5 tenses. Record it. Repeat tomorrow. And in a month, you won't recognize your own speaking. One strong line to end. If one word can give you 5 tenses, then fluency isn't far. You're just one daily habit away. Now you're CTA. Pick your anchor word right now. Open your voice recorder and do the 60-second test tonight. Then come back and tell me which tense made you freeze, and I'll tell you exactly what to drill next.